Hello and welcome, guys. Back Mike Spencer coming to you from my home office here with the insider's report that I have promised you. Like I said, until about 18 months ago, I wasn't familiar with this way of making money. I had no idea about it. I figured you had to go for, you had to work just like I was raised. Everyone has to work, money doesn't grow on trees. Good things come to those who wait. But there's something left behind on that you've never heard before. That's only half the quote. Good things come to those who wait, but only what's left behind from those who hustle. Okay? So I'm going to tell you, this is what I saw when I first got into this business. When I started to become financially educated, I read a book. It was called Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. It's in my favorites down there on the video. You can watch it. I'm going to tell you some of the same things here in my video. When I started learning, when I started becoming financially educated about how to make money work for you, how to free up your time, this is what I started reading. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Robert Kiyosaki, he's a financial expert. He had basically two fathers. One of them was his poor dad was an employee. He had the mindset of going to work, get a good job, get a secure job, and a high-paying job. That was his poor dad's way of thinking. Now his rich dad told him to go out and build businesses. Okay, and something that he followed up on, the Cash Flow Quadrant. That was the sequel to Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and I'm going to explain that to you guys because when I heard about this, it absolutely changed my life. I started seeing things way that I haven't seen them before, and that's the reason I'm showing you guys this right now. So I'm going to go through the Cash Flow Quadrant, show you guys exactly what it is, exactly what it talks about, and basically it's the basis of our whole way of thinking, of creating more money for yourself, creating an income that keeps coming not only one time, but keeps coming continuously for the rest of your life. See, when you go to work, you work for 8 hours, you get paid for that 8 hours. If you don't show up for work that day, you're not going to get paid. Now, we're creating a system here where we have money coming to us anyways. If we break down in the car, we have teams that work with us. We have a business partners that work with us. So, and not only do we get paid one time for doing something, we get paid for the rest of our life. So I'm going to show you this right now. It's called the Cash Flow Quadrant. Okay? Now, I hope you guys can see this. But what it says basically is there's 4 quadrants as far as making money in the world. Okay? There is the employee quadrant. Okay? There's the self-employed quadrant. There's the big business or business owners quadrant. And then there's the investors quadrant. Okay? Now, basically, this is what I'm about to show you now absolutely changed my life, okay? And I was shown this probably 18 to 24 months ago. Absolutely flipped my life upside down because it started something in my mind that said, wow, there is a way where I can get out of this 9 to 5, where I don't have to work for someone else, where I could actually start a business on my own and do things for myself, where I can create something for myself, and I can do this all on my own time and work for myself. And not only that, but get paid for the rest of your life for something you do one time, which is unbelievable. It's called residual income. Okay, if you're not familiar with it, you can look it up, but it's the most amazing way to make money. But what I'm going to start off by saying is here on the cash flow quadrant, 95% of the people in this world are on this side of the quadrant, the employee and the self-employed, because we're raised to go to school, we're raised to get a good job, we're raised to, put in those hours so that we can get paid back those hours. And that's exactly how we're raised, and that's how Robert Kiyosaki's poor dad raised him, okay? Now, 95% of the people are on this side, okay? Now, 5% of the people are on this side, on the business owner and the investor. Big business, investor, okay? And a recap, employee, self-employed. Now, employees means you have a job. You basically trade your hours for time. Self-employed means you own a business, or you basically own a job because you have to be there to run your business. Now, on this side, big business, that means you have a system or a big business. It's over 500 employees where you have a system working for you no matter if you're there or not. You don't have to actually show up for work to make money. You have a leveraged income, okay? And then the investor, that's when you have money working for you. If you already have money, you can invest in real estate, stocks, or anything you want to. But basically, like I said, 95% of the people are on this side of the quadrant, okay? And they own 5% of the wealth, Okay? Now on this side of the quadrant, that is where 5% of the people are, and they own 95% of the wealth, the big business and the investor. Now as soon as I saw that, I said, well, this just makes sense. I need to get on that side of the quadrant. I need to get on the big business and the investor quadrant. But I can't get an investor yet because I don't have any money. I need to get on this quadrant. So what is the best way to get over in this quadrant, to move from this quadrant, which is where I was, to this quadrant here, that will put me on a path where I can make a leveraged passive income for the rest of my life, where I can actually not show up to work for a day for whatever reason. I can, go see my family or whatever, and I can still get paid. Okay? Now, the best way to do this is there's 3 things you can do actually. You can invent something, okay, where you'll have money coming to you because people are buying your product. That's one way to do it. If you're not an inventor, you're probably not going to be able to invent anything. Plus, that's going to actually cost $25,000-$30,000 for the smallest type of inventions, for trademark patents, things like that. Another way you can get into the big business is to start a corporation, okay, like Microsoft. Okay, Bill Gates doesn't have to show up to work because he has a system already in play working for him. Do you see where I'm going here? He already has that system in play. He doesn't have to show up to work, and he's got that leveraged income because he has a leveraged passive income coming from his people that are that system working for him. Now the third way that you can get into this big B quadrant right here is to start a direct selling or a network marketing business and build your business on itself.